Hello, everyone. This is David Pizzat, and I am here with Juya. Juya is a Colombian photographer, and I'm really excited to have him. I think I've spoken about Juya before in the past. Very young guy. I'm really excited to have him finally. I met Juya a couple of years back, about 3-4 years ago in Colombia, and I was very honored to meet him. Juya is an excellent photographer. He started very young. I believe he started at the age of 21 years old, guys, and he's been doing excellent, very well world-known and recognized photographer. He's also gotten many awards for his excellent photography. And today we're going to be showing some of his photographs. And if you guys have any questions or you want to ask any questions, we are live right now, and you can ask him anything. I'll be happy to answer him, or Juya would be happy to answer any of the questions. Juya has Juya mostly speaks Spanish, so I'm going to translate if he needs any translation. I'm going to be helping him out today. So again, guys, if you have any questions, you guys could answer, or ask anything you guys want to our guest today, Juya. Juya, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, David. Hi, everybody. I'm Juya Gentil. I'm from Colombia, from Bogota, the capital. And I'm very happy to be here and will be in Amity Conference. For me, it's an honor and a dream to share my experience and my vision with all the people that I'm interested in. And I'm very excited, and I want to explain all that I know and try to help the people that want to improve in the photography. I started in the photography, in the wedding photography, in 2011. My parents are photographers too, so I am from a family of photographers, and this is my passion, this is my life, and I'm very happy to share with all you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Juya. You just mentioned that your parents are photographers. That's really awesome. Both your dad and your mom were photographers, or are they still photographers?
Yes, they still photographers, wedding photographers too. My mom and my dad, but they have a different style of photography than mine. It's like classic pictures, classic photography. But they help me in my career and give me all the tips and the info that I need to start in the industry. But they still taking pictures, and we live about the wedding and the photography.
That's awesome. That's really cool to have that backing, or having your parents teach you. That's a head start. That's really awesome, Juya. That's really good. Do you have any siblings? Do you have any siblings, hermanos, hermanas, anybody that helps you or that are involved in the photography?
I have 2 brothers, and one of my brothers are videographer in the video and help me in the weddings, and the other one start to learn about photography because he wants to be a photographer too. So all in my family is about photography, about weddings, about this passion. So it's really interesting and amazing to share my passion with my own family, and I think that is why I start to grow, start to take nice pictures or have a nice career at the beginning, because the help of my family and my brothers, and we are really united.
Like a team. Yeah, awesome. Really cool.
Yeah, it's like a team.
Right. That's really awesome. That's really awesome to have that, Juya. I have so many questions for you here today, Juya, and I have been waiting for the longest time to interview you, man, because you're really, I think you're really awesome. And like I said, I was so happy to meet you in Colombia, and then to have you here in the Amity Conference. It's really awesome. I think a lot of people they're going to go see you. They're going to take a lot home with them, because I have been following you throughout the years, and when people talk about fearless, you know, your name pops up. You come up. You know, there's other photography associations that I know about, and you pop up also. I mean, so I mean, if you guys are into fearless, and you know, you guys like the whole photojournalism style, Juyá is your man. I mean, he's really awesome. And of course, with many other conference speakers that are going to be at the Amity, they will teach you a lot about photojournalism, which is very interesting and really awesome to know that. Juyá, I want to dip into your photographs. Juyá was kind enough to send me some photos that we're going to go over, we're going to look at, and I'm going to pick his brain a little bit. I'm going to ask him, hey, so how did you do this, or how did this come about? And again, if you guys have any questions, you guys could do so. You guys could ask me anything. I just pulled up the question and answer tab here. So I'm looking at if there's any questions. There's no questions here right now, so I'm just going to kind of dig in right now into his photographs so you guys could take a look for yourselves. So let's go ahead and just go over to his portfolio here. Okay. Okay. Hope everyone's seeing this out there. Juyá, ¿sí lo ves? You do see this?
Sí. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I see it.
All right, very good. So Juyá, this first photograph that I'm looking at, there's a black and white photograph of, apparently there's a man that's crying, or there's a tear coming out of his eyelashes, his eye there. Juyá, do you want to explain to us what exactly was going on here? How did you even capture this photograph? I mean, you got a tear halfway in the air. I mean, that's really cool. Can you tell me how did this photograph come to play, or how did this even happen? Can you explain that to us?
Yes, David, I'm going to explain in Spanish because I feel better, and if you want to help me in the translator, ¿es okay?
Most definitely.
Okay. Bueno, esta foto la tomé en el 2013. Esa fue una boda que hice aquí en Bogotá, en la capital. Y esta foto narra un poco la historia de... este es el retrato del novio. Esta foto, el rostro que ven y la lágrima que ven es del novio de la boda. Y esta foto lo que hace, o lo que demuestra, es el encuentro que tuvo el novio con su padre. Lo veía hace como 15 años. Y el día de la boda... Él y el padre el papá del novio se encontraron el día de la boda después de 15 años sin verse. Y esta es una lágrima de las tantas lágrimas que brotaron del novio cuando el padre y el novio estaban en una conversación un poco íntima en el brindis. Esto fue en un momento del brindis, wow, en el que ellos dos se juntaron y tuvieron una conversación un poco distante de todo el grupo. Y este fue el resultado de esa conversación y de ese encuentro entre el novio y el papá del novio que no veía hace 15 años y que estuvo presente para el día de su boda. Es más o menos la historia. Esto tiene un crop, tiene una edición. Yo cropié un poco más la imagen, la acerqué un poco más porque quería que hiciera énfasis en la lágrima.
Sí, okay. A ver, déjame translate. So Juyá just explained to us that this photograph right here is very touching because he photographed this this groom. This is a picture of the groom back in 2013 in Bogota while he's photographing a wedding. The groom had not seen his father in about 15 years, and so it was it had been a while since he's seen his dad, and his dad showed up to his wedding. And so as they got into a conversation, first time talking to his dad in over 15 years, the groom started tearing up. And this photograph, you know, Juyá captured this photograph. There is some cropping and some minor editing on it, he explains. Okay, Juyá. ¿Sí lo dije bien? ¿Sí está?
Sí, perfecto. Perfect. Thank you. Y lo interesante de esta imagen es que en ese momento yo estaba disparando en ráfaga porque surgió esta situación y este momento. Y el siguiente cuadro a este, la lágrima nunca se derrama nunca llega a derramarse en el cachete, en el rostro, sino que cae directamente al suelo. Es una lágrima que cae directamente al suelo y que nunca se escurre en el rostro del novio. Entonces es un momento muy importante y muy crucial. Y bueno, es una de mis fotos favoritas y el novio sabe perfectamente esa lágrima cuánto representa para él y para la historia que él tiene con su padre.
So Juya is explaining that on this photograph, he had set his camera to shoot rapid frames and multiple exposures. And what's happening is that he captured this tear, this photograph, and his multiple exposures when it's coming down his eye. He explains that this tear never smeared on his cheek. It actually came down his eye and went straight down to the floor. So I think that's, he feels that's what makes his photograph so special, because he was even able to grab it or capture it right before it hit, and knowing that it didn't even come down his cheek. He doesn't have a photograph where it smeared on his cheek. Was an excellent capture. It was just really mid-air. It went straight down, and it just turned out good. Now, síguele, Juya.
Sí, digamos que es la explicación de esa foto. Luego después en la conferencia en Amity hablaré un poco más a profundidad de lo que puede llegar a representar este tipo de momentos para las personas.
He also explains that in Amity, when he goes there, he's going to show you how he does this. How is it that he, more in depth, how he can connect with his clients, and how he can not only connect, but he's also in sync with the energy that's around him, and how he can, he can make these images possible. So he will explain in depth, a little bit more in depth about this image particularly. Okay. Oye.
Sí, sí.
Ah, sí, ya, okay. Y hiciste un blanco y negro. Did you do, why did you decide on doing this on a black and white opposed to color, Juya?
Se perdió la señal.
Okay, let me ask the question again.
Okay, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, why did you decide to do it in black and white and not leave it in color? What was your thought process behind doing this photographing in black and white opposed to color?
Yeah, I think in this image it's important to make in black and white, because all the attention, all the strong part of the image is the tear. So this image in color, like the lips of the room and the color of the skin, distract a little bit of the important that is the tear. So I make like a comparación. I don't know what to say in English.
Right, a comparison. Right, a comparison.
Compares in color and in black and white, and I feel more comfortable with the black and white shot. So the most of the times I do this. I try to make a compare and see with what version I feel better.
Right.
So I did to put in black and white, and I think it's a good decision.
Right. There's another photograph that's also black and white. I'm just gonna jump into it, Juya, and I find it funny at the same time and very interesting. I'm kind of curious to find out what the hell's going on here, But I'm gonna click right into it. This picture right here.
Yes.
What I mean, I see some smoke back there. I see the fan, obviously, you know, blowing air up her dress. And I mean, where was this? I mean, is this at the end of the wedding, or I mean, what's going on here, Julia? If you can explain to me just a little bit.
I'm going to try and explain English. This is the bride, and the person that you see is the bride. And this wedding was a little bit a little bored at the beginning, and like no in the wedding, like wedding. I was a little disappointed about the situation at the moment that I captured at the beginning of this wedding. But in my mind, all the time, I think I need to find a good moment, an incredible moment in this wedding, because it's impossible that I can find something special in this wedding. Mm-hmm. So I decide to follow the bride in the party, because the bride start to drink a lot, and drinking start to change a lot the personality of the bride. They start to drink in the party to follow the bride in all the moments. So I followed this bride like 40 minutes, and this is a small moment to, I don't know to explain. Decidí tomar un descanso, like
I'm gonna take a break. She was taking a break here.
Yes, because this wedding was in Cartagena, and Cartagena is too
humid, I'm sure.
Too hot, too humid. So this is how to say in English, abanico? Or
yeah, a fan.
A fan. In the weddings of Cartagena, you have a lot of fans around. So the bride decided to take a fresh, and this is a special moment because it was too fast. But I was ready, because I decided to follow this bride all the time. Right. So I decided to put in black and white, because the dress of the people that are around, right? The colors don't helps in the important that is the moment of the bride and this special moment.
Right, that's a great moment, and it makes you think like, okay, but that's really awesome. And so what Juya is explaining here is that, so he had a wedding where things weren't going the way he wanted to. So he decided to chase the bride around, and he was moving around. And he also explains that Cartagena in Colombia, it's very hot and humid. So there's tons of fans everywhere, and because it's hot. And so he decided to just chase the bride around. And as the bride took a little break from the reception, she walked up to the fan, and she was doing this. So Juya turns around and captures this great moment of the bride airing herself out, as you can see. He also explains that the photograph, he decided to go into and make it into a black and white, just because I believe the girls that were right next to the bride, they were maybe a bright color, Juya, a lo mejor un rojo, maybe a red or something. And so it was making the
vestido verde y un vestido rojo.
So it was a red and green dress. So in order to not, so the eye doesn't focus more on them, because I mean these girls are wearing bright red and green, and red and green, I mean it's very distracting. So in order to keep the focus on them, turn the photograph into black and white, so everything goes back into the your eyes go back into the bride airing herself out. That's great, Julia. Really good. Awesome.
Thank you.
I like that. Let me click into another, and your lighting is amazing, by the way. I'm going to click into another one to show the lighting and the way you work your lighting here. Are you seeing this photograph, Julia, that I just brought up?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here's another photograph that Juya took, and it seems like obviously he's only using one light. And Juya, are you photographing this bride with LED lights, or is it a flash with a gel? Or can you explain a little bit of exactly how'd you capture this photograph?
Yes. Lo voy a decir en español.
Yes, go ahead.
En Amity voy a mostrar el proceso de cómo logré capturar esta imagen. Voy a mostrar las de contacto, de cómo logré llegar a esta fotografía y cómo fue el proceso creativo, tanto en la búsqueda de la luz, como en la composición y en la decisión de generar esta imagen. Una boda que hice en Bucaramanga, en una zona de Colombia, y esto fue una foto trabajada con luz tungsteno, una luz que se encontraba en una de las calles de la ciudad, entonces una luz de calle, y lo que hice fue simplemente aprovechar ese recurso y aprovechar a mi alrededor para sacar máximo provecho y utilizarlo a mi favor. De eso también voy a hablar en la conferencia en Amity, acerca de cómo aprovechar al máximo las luces que tenemos a nuestro alrededor, ya sean naturales, y cómo empezar a experimentar y a generar nuevas propuestas.
Okay. Very good. So Juya just said in Spanish, he just said that that this photograph, he's going to explain at the conference how exactly he came about this, to capture this. Now, Juya is a person, he's a photographer that uses a light, whatever light that's in front of him, and he'll use it to capture a photograph. He will show you the process, how he came about to capture this also. He explains that also that this is a street light. ¿Y es una luz que estaba en el suelo, en la calle, o cómo, Juya?
No te escucho, ¿me repites la pregunta?
¿Esta fue una luz que estuvo en la calle? It was in the street?
Sí,
right?
yes, was in the street, near a church, muy
Okay.
cerca a una iglesia. Era una luz que iluminaba una iglesia, una luz tungsteno.
Okay.
Y lo que hice fue aprovechar esa luz que se encontraba en la calle.
So apparently, you know, in case you guys are wondering, you know, you see the light that's coming from the bottom up. Who's just said that this light was a light that he found outside a church that was illuminating the church. My guess is that this was like a floodlight that's on the floor shooting back up at the church, I'm sorry, to illuminate the church. So what he did, he just had the bride walk up to it, and he captured this beautiful moment of the bride. So again, he uses whatever light is in front of him to come up with a beautiful image like you're seeing now.
Sí, lo importante de esta imagen es que, y eso también lo hablo en la conferencia, es que utilicé una fuente de luz diferente y la utilicé con una dirección distinta. Cuando sumamos una fuente de luz distinta con una dirección distinta, los resultados que vamos a obtener son diferentes, obviamente, a utilizar una luz natural o una luz de flash. Entonces, eso también es una propuesta a empezar a usar diferentes fuentes de luz y en diferentes direcciones para generar luces creativas o luces distintas.
Right, and he goes into depth saying that, you know, when you're using something, a light that's different, a distinct light from the non-typical light from a flash or whatever, you know, that even the direction of this light is different, you know, coming from the bottom up. That's what he wants, and that's what makes his photographs unique. You know, just using lighting and twisting it, and you know, and also applying different things also. So that's great. That's very good. Está muy bien, Juya. Muy bien. Voy a brincar a otra foto aquí. Esta fotografía this photograph for the horse also. Very interesting. I love the composition on it, Juya. And is this in Colombia, Juya? Can you explain to us a little bit how that horse even came in your shot? You know, ¿cómo se te pareció ese caballo ahí enfrente?
Sí. Esta fue la primera boda que hice en Cartagena, que es la ciudad en la que actualmente trabajo con mayor claridad. Y en Cartagena existen los caballos y los carruajes para que los turistas hagan un paseo por la parte de la ciudad antigua, la ciudad amurallada. Entonces uno normalmente en las calles suele conseguir uno que otro caballo con su carruaje, Y lo que hice fue, en esta imagen, imaginé un fondo un poco limpio y trabajé con el caballo para generar este tipo de composición. Tengo las dos versiones, tengo la versión de la pareja enfocada y tengo esta versión del caballo en foco, que me parece mucho más interesante que la otra. Y esta imagen me gusta mucho porque representa lo que es la ciudad amurallada, lo que es Cartagena. Representa lo que es el color y también los caballos y digamos que toda esta cultura que podemos conseguir en Cartagena de Indias.
Y el caballo estaba allí, Juya.
El caballo estaba ahí, sí, el caballo estaba estacionado, estaba como, estaba descansando, estaba en el carruaje y me costó un poco de trabajo capturar la imagen porque estos caballos son muy sensibles a los sonidos y son muy sensibles a las personas, ¿no? Que se les acerque, no es fácil, no fue fácil porque cuando uno trabaja con este tipo de animales, o ya sea perro, gato, o cualquier otro tipo de animal, uno tiene que tener movimientos muy suaves, muy leves, para no alterar al animal.
Okay. Juya just explains that this is one of his first weddings in Cartagena, Colombia. And the colors also here represent Cartagena. The colors that you see, those oranges and the orange strap that you see on the horse itself. So it's all the colors are tying in, and I love this photograph also because it's also it's almost like a black and orange photograph. If you see again, he uses colors to bring a beautiful composition together, and that's really great. He also explains that the horse was parked there, and he decided to capture the horse in the frame, but he had to be very careful while he was photographing this animal and any animal that he photographs, because they could easily be frightened or easily go away. So it took him a little while and it took him some work to capture this, but he did it very softly, and he worked on it until he was able to capture this beautiful image of the horse and the bridegroom in the back. And again, sí, dale. Perdón.
Algo también muy importante para mí en esta imagen es que si se fijan bien en el ojo del caballo, yo me alcanzo a reflejar y alcanzo a verme en la imagen. Estoy ahí con un pantalón blanco, una camisa blanca y estoy con mi cámara. Y normalmente en mis imágenes nunca aparezco, nunca me hago un autorretrato, y esta es de las pocas imágenes en las que yo estoy dentro de la foto. Entonces también por eso es muy especial para mí.
He also says that this is a very special photograph that he says he never really Juya is not a real selfie guy, or he's not really into taking self-portraits or anything like that. But if you look carefully in the horse's eye, you can see Juya there. He's dressed in all in white, and he's got his camera pointing directly at the horse's eye, and you can see his reflection on there. So he feels like he's tied up to this photograph. I mean, because you can see him on the horse's eye, and that's an incredible thing. Now, looking at this photograph, you can see the horses frowning there, and there's so much detail on this photograph. You can see his veins and everything popping up on his face. It's just really an amazing photograph, Juya. Congratulations on this photograph.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much.
Really good. Okay, so let's jump into another photograph here, and let me check first if there's any questions. I don't see any questions. I'm also going to take a little pause and check into the Amity fan page that we have. See anybody is posting anything there. Just give me 1 second. It's coming up. Okay, no, I don't see anyone. There is some shares there, and there are some people that are watching it already, but I don't see any questions. So we're going to continue going.
Okay.
Juya's photographs here. I'll just kind of minimize this here. Okay, so let's click on this other bride that you have here, down here. So let's take a look at this bride here. So it seems like you captured the photograph here, Juyá, that she's either, I don't know, fixing her shoe or she's doing something. She's looking down, and you kind of captured her in the moment also of doing something. Can you explain this picture and why? What was your thinking behind this photograph, Juyá?
Ok, esta es una de las últimas bodas que hice este año. De hecho, esta boda fue aproximadamente hace un mes y fue en Cartagena. Y esta es una foto tomada justo después de la sesión de retratos. A mí me encanta tomar todo el proceso y documentar todo, inclusive antes y después de la sesión de retratos. En la sesión de retratos es el único momento en el que yo estoy dirigiendo y estoy dando indicaciones a la novia o a la pareja, modelar, dependiendo de la luz que tenga. Y esta es una foto justo después de un retrato que le toma a la novia. Terminamos la sesión, ella recoge su vestido de forma natural porque va a subir las escaleras y con luz justo en ese momento y cómo ella se apoya y cómo es un movimiento natural, ¿no? Y me gustó mucho también que hay un pequeño detalle en el zapato, se alcanza a percibir todo el vestido y para mí cuenta mucho más esta foto que el mismo retrato dirigido o posado. Entonces yo estoy en búsqueda de este tipo de imágenes en el que podamos ver los movimientos de la novia, qué tan estético o tan bello puede ser una novia y cómo poder representar o cómo poder capturar esa belleza de una manera diferente a lo que suele ser un retrato de una novia. Para mí eso es un retrato, aunque no se vea el rostro.
Aventaste, did you put a flash in front of her, or is there something in front of her that's shining that light back at?
I don't use flash. All my pictures are in natural light. This is natural light, and at night, when I need artificial light, I use LED. But this is a natural picture, natural light.
Okay, awesome. So with Juyá, just explained, this is one of his latest weddings, and this is right after he done some formals for the bride and groom, and he wanted to capture just the bride, just a natural shot of the bride, something very candid of the bride. He also just explained that, you know, there's beauty to be captured of the bride without having to show her face or the front of her. And as you can see right here, in a way, she's posing herself, you know, without her knowing, and Juyá is able to capture that, and that turned out beautiful. I also just finished asking him if he had shined some light. He says this is a flash or something. This is all natural light. Obviously, there's some kind of light that's coming from coming down up, so you can see her light up, almost like she's got a glow around her. He just also explained he doesn't use any flash. He uses only LED lights. So that's all he does in all his weddings. So that's really interesting. That's really cool how he was able to capture her in that particular moment with that light hitting her right on top of her and still pull off a beautiful photograph, a beautiful silhouette of her, which is really amazing. And as you can see, she's just climbing up the stairs. And Juyá was able to capture that. And I love the way you were able to also capture the light on the left also, that the lantern, you got it on the left hand side. I love the way that it's exposed almost the same as the bride is. So that's really cool that you were able to do that. Awesome. Let's go into another one here. Let's see, we have a couple more. This one also really grabbed my eye here, Juyá.
Okay.
I see the bride laying down on, it seems like a little bridge there, a man-made bridge, and there's a fountain. It's just a beautiful photograph. Is this a bride or Juyá? And then also, This is a really interesting photograph, how you captured it from the top. And where were you standing? It seems like you were standing on something to capture this. Can you explain on this photograph?
Esta foto es una foto que tiene un proceso de 2 días de trabajo. Esta fue una foto que se hizo el día después de la boda. No fue el día de la misma boda en que se hizo esta imagen. Fue una foto que se hizo en la sesión de Trash de Dress. Y este lugar que ven en la imagen es uno de los lugares en donde se hizo la ceremonia de la boda. Los novios tenían que cruzar este puente y esta pequeña pileta o piscina para llegar al lugar de la ceremonia. Y yo me encontraba en un segundo piso capturando un poco tomas de planos abiertos o gran angular acerca de la ceremonia. Y cuando miré el suelo, imaginé que al otro día, cuando tuve de fotos, podría utilizar este cuadro o esta composición para hacer algo interesante con la novia. Entonces, fue una foto que imaginé o que creé en mi cabeza el día antes de haberla tomado y que siempre estuvo ahí y que sabía que tenía que volver a ese lugar al máximo, pues la composición que tenía. Y efectivamente, pues terminó todo el día la boda, documenté todo y al otro día regresamos y donde empecé a trabajar fue en este lugar porque ya en mi cabeza ya venía pensando en cómo hacer para aprovechar al máximo esta situación.
Yeah, so this is after the wedding, actually, guys, and this is where they got married. Aquí se casaron, ¿verdad, Juya? Dices?
Sí.
Yeah. So he wanted to capture something that that connects to where they got married, and he was able to capture this beautiful imagery of the bride. ¿Me puedes explicar dónde estabas parado, Juya?
Yo me encontraba en un balcón de un segundo piso.
Okay.
Me tocó, para lograr esta imagen, mi asistente me tuvo que agarrar de la camisa porque yo me tenía que un poquitico salir un poco del balcón, casi que estar un poco en el aire para tener la composición y estar de frente. Entonces fuimos que uno se arriesga un poco, pero tenía a mi asistente ayudándome, agarrándome para poder lograr la imagen como la quería.
Right. He explains that that he was standing on a balcony, actually looking down, and he had this beautiful composition, but he had to reach out and lean out just a little bit more. So he asked his assistant to hold on to his shirt while he leans on the balcony comes out. So he was able to also capture this beautiful image where the lines don't look distorted or anything. So that's what he had to do,
Y esta foto también es todo luz natural.
He also explains that this photograph is all natural lighting, and everything that you see here, like he explains, no flash, just natural lighting. Muy bien.
Y me gusta mucho también como ya tenía mi composición lista, pero faltaba un elemento importante que era cómo modelar a la novia, cómo la novia se sintiera cómoda, porque ella de hecho está acostada en el puente, y cómo hacer para que sus manos correctas y ayudaran a sumar un poco más a la fotografía.
Right. So, dices que le ayudaste con las manos, dices?
Le dirigí, le di indicaciones de cómo quería que estuvieran sus manos y cómo quería que estuvieran sus piernas para que se viera estéticamente bello.
Right. So he also explains that, he directed her a little bit with the hands and his legs also, her legs. He asked her to move her legs a little bit, and so he can get the right pose that he was looking for. And it worked out. She was able to take that direction and go with it. And that's how he was able to capture this photograph he got. Voy a brincar a otra foto aquí que estoy viendo, y creo que esta va a ser la última. Ya te preguntamos muchas preguntas de estas fotos, y ya yo creo que esta sería la última que vamos a ver. I mean, can you tell me? We're gonna look at this one photograph. This would be the last photograph that we're gonna look into. I'm gonna leave you guys so you guys could also. We'll leave some of this stuff so whenever you meet him, you can also ask him if, on your own if you want to ask him at the Amity Conference a couple more questions. He will be there, available for you guys. Can you explain to me, Juya, what does that say there? Camino sin sol.
Sí, Camino sin, esto fue una boda que hice en Argentina.
Okay.
Y camino sin sol significa camino con muchas curvas o camino difícil o complicado.
Right.
Diferentes muchas curvas. Entonces hace una referencia que la foto tiene un significado más allá de lo estético y es que la pareja se dirige hacia un camino difícil, se dirige hacia un camino complicado. Pero también por otro lado vemos cómo la luz ilumina a la pareja y cómo la luz también le da la guía. Entonces tiene un significado más allá de lo estético y pues tuve la fortuna de poder mezclar esta luz y la pareja con el letrero.
Yeah, Juya says this photograph is symbolic. As you can see the sign on the right, and then you see the couple there going into curves there. You know, the street has several curves and stuff like that. And he says he finds this photograph symbolic because that's how life is sometimes. You know, you turn and you go right and left and stuff like that. And he says that the lighting also plays into effect with all of it. Also, you know, you got light shining upon them, that there's a bright future as well for them being together as husband and wife. So you can see that it's just symbolically, it's also a very beautiful photograph, a beautiful composition. Muy bien, Juya, muy bien. Me encantó esta foto. I really enjoyed this photograph.
Sí, el símbolo, el significado es, de hecho está la foto favorita de la pareja, que de hecho el novio es fotógrafo y para ellos tiene un significado más allá porque saben que pues que el camino no será fácil, que el camino que empezaron ellos dos como esposos no va a ser nada fácil, pero igual la luz siempre los va a guiar. Esa es como la definición de esta imagen, de esta fotografía.
Okay. So again, he says that this photograph is actually the bride and groom's favorite photograph. It is very symbolic to them. And he says it's also one of his favorites as well. Muy bien, Juya. Entonces vamos a regresar y creo que ya estamos. No hay preguntas y vamos a acabar aquí. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. You saw some of Juya's work and what he's all about. He's just a very talented young guy. You know, he was just telling me not too long ago, he started at the age of 21 doing wedding photography professionally. As you know, he has his parents that has helped him also along the way. He's always coming up with new ideas and also renovating himself. And, you know, so he's doing amazing. He's also a destination wedding photographer. He also explains that he recently was in Paris photographing a wedding and in Spain and different parts of the world. So things are going and looking up very well for this young guy. He's just getting started. Like he says, he's got a couple of years in it, and he's just he's doing amazing so far. I've like I said earlier, I have seen him in different photography associations, and I'm really excited to have him at the Amity Conference coming up in August, and I can't wait to see him. And I encourage you guys to sign up for his workshop and sign up for his conference. So he can explain to you, and he can also tell you more in depth of his photographs and how symbolic they are, which is also really great because, I mean, we just, as a photographer, we just don't take a photograph. We just don't take a picture. Anybody can take a picture. We take something that has a lot of meaning and it's very powerful, and that's what Juya does. I mean, he brings images to life and gives it a lot of meaning behind it, which is really amazing. Well, Juya, thank you so much for today. I think that you gave us a lot of information. I think you you went off to the deep end of everything that you explained to us, and we thank you. And I want to thank everyone that's watching us here today. Juya, young guy from Colombia, doing amazing. He's going to be with us. So sign up for his workshop and sign up for his conference. You cannot pass this guy up. He's really cool, really awesome, a really great photographer also. Bueno,
thank you, David, for the time. Amity Conference for I'm really and to explain all my work. And the conference will be about my mistakes and the mistakes that I did in my career and how to learn about these mistakes and take advance about that. And I'm really excited to see you all you and to share this passion with you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Juya. Thank you for taking your time. I know you're a busy guy also, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you in August. You guys take care, and
thank you
so much. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you.